Hello and welcome to another episode of the DCHL Outsider Podcast here. We are going to go through some DCHL, MDHL, and we'll see where the chips fall after this episode. So we did not have a guest this week. We need to do a little bit better job of signing a guest, but that's okay. We'll make it happen moving forward. So we're jumping out MDHL action. We had on Wednesday, July 3rd, the eve of this country's semi-independence-ish thing. Not a history guy, bear with me. Barbarians Lord of the Rink here. Lords of the Rink, strong game. They ended up getting a hat trick from Sam Brinker and Austin for assists. This was a little one-sided game. Barbarians struggled a bit against Lords of the Rink. It was rough. It's like a holiday-ish kind of time, missing some players, got some subs. But Barbarians were on starting to gain some traction here, so that was a rough loss, but that's okay. They'll hopefully figure it out around playoff time. Big win by Lords of the Rink, still in first place. Other D1 action here, we had TNT against Crease Crashers. Crashers get a goal from Joe Shea, responded by Sam Brinker. Sam, strong game here. That's his second in a row. Scores a goal for TNT, makes it 1-1 here. But we get Crease Crashers get a goal from Joe Frew. All he does is score goals. And then Rachel adds an empty netter, making it 3-1. Crease Crashers, they find themselves second, just behind Lords of the Rink here. So they're really setting themselves up for maybe a potential showdown to. No, they do not. They don't play anymore in the season, so that's unfortunate. Looks like the Lords of the Ring control their own destiny. D1's exciting this season. We'll see what happens. We had some other action. D2. Going to D2 here. Green Monkeys versus Blade Runners here. Interesting fact of the day. Green Monkeys, I don't want to say struggling. Green Monkeys, going in this game, they were 1-3-1. In every game, they had a lead at halftime. So they struggled to keep a lead. The team is so close to just being completely, it's one goal here, one goal there, drastically changes like every game they have this season. Just looking at it, one goal loss, two goal loss, tie. And this is a game they do not start out strong here. Blade Runners get goals from Simon, Meg, and Sumit, making it 3-0. The Green Monkeys are going to respond. Aaron Brown and Brennan with the extra attacker, making it a 3-2 game. But Green Monkeys unable to get that W. Again, one goal game. This D2 division looks really strong right now. It seems like all the teams are pretty competitive for the most part, and for the whole part, not just the most part. And Green Monkeys just missing one little tiny piece to maybe get them over the edge right there. We'll see what happens. But in the other D2 game, we had Gwendolyn Guardians against the Blue Steel. But the Blue Steel goes, Danny Rubrick scores for Blue Steel. Austin and Joe Abbott respond for Gliders, making it 2-1. But Joe Shea and Matt Zekman make it 3-2 Blue Steel. Aaron Brown is going to tie it up at 3-3 at the end of around the end of the first half there. And then Blue Steel come out and really bring it in the second half. Goals by Wendy and then 2 by Daniel Ruberg to make it a 6-3 game. Very strong game right there. The two half format definitely seems to play a huge factor in a lot of these games. 3-3 going in there. Just second half was really Blue Steel's kind of period right there. Strong game in net by Eric Tavener to help out there. But yeah, I don't know if the 2 half versus the 3 period setup plays that big of a role, but I kind of think it might. I'm kind of curious on that. Might have to dig deeper into the stats as we move forward. We had Islanders Frozen chosen here. Islanders really go off in the first half. They take a 6-1 lead. Matt Zekman scores a bunch. Mike scores a bunch. Mario scores. Tim scores. Just goals galore for the Islanders. But the Frozen chosen come back. They chip away, and the game ends 7-4. This was a lot of goal scoring. Frozen Chosen played a strong game. Islanders definitely look good. I think the key to the Islanders is definitely their back line and Matt Zekman and Mike. I believe it's I don't want to say it's Barrett. I could be wrong. Mike and Matt on D. Just those point men play a huge role in the huge role on that team right there. And we're actually going to pull out some player stats while we're at it. Islanders. I got 10 goals from Matt Zekman from the point right there. He is leading the team in points. 4 unassisted goals, so he's doing a good job. Mike has 3 goals, 2 assists, 3 unassisted goals. So that's 7 unassisted goals by their point men. So it seems at the end of the day, if you're playing the Islanders, you need to make sure that your clears get out because the unassisted goal category that seems to just indicate if you're a defender and you've got unassisted goals, it means those clears aren't getting out. They're picking it off and then they're just firing it on net and cashing in on the turnover. So if you're playing Islanders, make sure you get that ball out. Final game of the night we had that was the final game of the night. The Monday game we're gonna talk about a little bit right here. We had Gwendolyn Guardians against the Blade Runners here. This was the Adam Marcus show. Shout outs to streamer extraordinaire, superstar extraordinaire, Mr. Adam Marcus. Hat trick, dropping the 3-pointer there. Big game for him. Ends up being a 4-1 game for the Blade Runners. 3 by Adam Marcus, and Sumit scores to make it 4. The lone goal for the Guardians is by Joe Frew, assisted by Lindsay Hightower. So yes, that is a strong game for the Runners, and they are looking good moving forward. So that was some Wednesday action. We're going to Sunday right now. Long, full slate of games right here. First game of the day, we had the Sin Bin against the Lucky Sevens here. Sin Bin, definitely your odds-on favorite to perhaps take the Rec Division Championship right here. I mean, standings-wise, they are... there's this weird kind of like clump where it's Gwendolyn Nightmare, Midnight Riders, Sharks, Sin Bin, and then Slashing Pumpkins struggling a little bit, Hockey Dead struggling a bit, and Lucky Sevens struggling a bit. This is what happens in the Rec Division. You lose a couple players here and there. It really goes a long way. So it's definitely more of a tier 2 kind of Rec system right here. Sin Bin looking good though. They get a 6-2 win against the Lucky Sevens. Tomaz, Shane, Dawn, Carla, Tomaz again, and then Evan for the Sin Bin making it 6. And the 7 get goals from Chris and Eric. But this is a game where Sin Bin really brought it here. And we will see how this Rec Division shakes out in the quest for the number 1 seed. We had the Sharks against the Midnight Riders here. Sharks get a goal by Sharon to start off. Chris Zupa scores for the Riders, but Lawrence Neubauer says, I'm going to see it and match you. First goal was Sharon from Lawrence. Zupa scored, and we got Lawrence from Sharon there, hooking each other up right there. I guess they are related through marriage. Not to each other, but there is a connection right there, and it definitely showed on the score sheet. But Jason Stitch is going to score for the Riders to make it 2-2, and Mike Zimmer going to score to make it 3-2, gets the game winner. We'll be talking about Mike Zimmer a little bit later here. He's going off today. Mike Zimmer doing it up for the Midnight Riders. And this game was nuts. I wish I were there to see it. We had the Gwendolyn Nightmare against the Hockey Dead. This game ended 9-5. I don't know what happened, but I'm very curious because it's so weird. There's such a high-scoring game for this team. Both teams very strong defensive teams. But we had Hockey Dead get goals from Derek, 2 from Adam Stively, 2 from Jean-Michel, and the sub action right there doing it up. But the Nightmare get 1 from Dan Cordella, 4 from David Altschuler. He decided to bring it right there. Sheik's going to get a goal and 2 assists. Nick Franzen with a pair, and Jenny Olk, can't pronounce that. Jenny O in the sub gets a goal and 3 assists. Huge game for her, really bringing it. But 9-5, crazy game right there. Glad to see some high-scoring games every now and then. But we're going to go from there to the Gwendolyn Gladiators versus the Gwendolyn Blue Knights Civil War action game here. This has been a game I believe the Gladiators had done previously pretty well in the past. I'm actually going to pull it up right now. We're doing stats galore right now. So they only played once, I guess. Yeah, there's a bunch of teams in the division, so we're going to play a couple teams in a crossover one time here. But we're doing it. We're going into the DCHL archives for this one. Wish we had some awesome DCHL archives music, but we don't. So in the last 2 seasons, I know people are dying to find out about the this matchup in the past here. The first Civil War game, Arabian Nights. I guess in the first season they didn't play each other. I'm making a mistake on that one, but I don't know what I'm doing. Crazy here. In the first time they played in last April, it was 3-2 Arabian Nights. The second time, Gladiators got a 5-2 win. I believe they played in the playoffs, so I guess it's a close matchup. This time it was all. That made great to listen to. Hey, let me look up the stats on the Gladiators Blue Knights rivalry right there. Blue Knights bring it. Austin Keach from Ethan, Nick Wirtz, I don't know, from Anna, and Ethan is going to score from Jamie and David Altschuler, so that's a 3-0 game right there. Dennis with the sub action gets the shutout. I believe Dennis had played an ungodly amount of games in a row right there, really stepping up for the league when we were short goalies on this holiday weekend. So shout out to Super Dennis for this shutout and the just the unbelievable playing like three and change games in a row. You couldn't get through the fourth one. That's unbelievable to play that many games in that heat and play at a high level. Shout outs to Dennis there. Much love to Super Dennis. Speaking of super players, we had High Roller Stick Magnets here. High Rollers score, make it 1-0. Stitcha gets the goal, but then Sumit's going to score for Magnus, making it 1-1. Brian is going to score, and then Chris is going to score, and Dimitri's going to score. It's a nice 1-2-3 punch right there to respond to Sumit, making it 4-1. Sumit's going to score again, 4-2. Dimitri's going to make it 5-2. Chris Winkler is going to score for Stick Magnets. This was a bit of a mess of a game here. The Stick Magnets went through a couple goalies. There's where Dennis had to take a little bit of a break. I think Patrick Lauder jumped in for a little bit. I think Owen stepped in for a bit. Just a bit of a mess right there. Great game overall, though. Stick Magnets looking good. High Rollers looking good as well. I mean, right now, High Rollers are sitting atop the D4 Metropolitan Division right there. They control their own destiny. They've got 2 wins in hand against the Gladiators in there, and I believe they play next week. So this will be an interesting battle right there. High Rollers won the first matchup, so I believe even if the Gladiators win out, it's going to come to some crazy tiebreakers because it would require 2 High Roller losses, 2 Gladiator wins to make it a tied at 13 points for first place right there. But that being said, the first ladies Eleanor would be able to catch both of them if Gladiators win out. First ladies can win out and catch them, but High Rollers drop both, and first ladies can jump. This D4 Metropolitan very, very close division, which is awesome. We're approaching playoff time coming up soon. We had Crazy 8's High Rollers. This was a game where Crazy 8 did pretty well. Sam Shepard gets a couple goals. Mike Zimmer, hat-trick, son. Mike Zimmer dropping the Hattie. Invader Zim in the house. I don't know if anyone knows Invader Zim. I don't know if I'm too old or too young, or you guys are too old or too young, but Invader Zim was a cartoon It's awesome. The only problem is we've got in this league we have Mike Zimmer and Adam Zimmerman, and I got to use it for both of them. It's such an awesome hashtag InvadersIn. That's too cool. But shout outs to Mike Zimmer with the hat trick. He's been playing really well lately, so I give him a special shout out right there. Um, yeah, doing a good job. So hat trick for him, bringing it. We had Stingrays penalty box heroes here. This game was apparently a crazy game again here. Penalty box heroes 2-0 lead. Eric Blautzik unassisted goals, 2 in a row. Stingrays going to chip away Nantel from Felice and Ken Suzuki. Sharon scoring again today. Sharon been bringing it lately. Sharon's definitely playing. I don't want to say at a higher level. She's getting better as a player. She's getting better. Her awareness is better. Her stick handling's better. Her shots gotten a lot better. And that would explain why she's scoring so many goals. Her shots definitely gotten a lot better. She's making good decisions with the ball. She's improving, which is awesome. Glad to see. Love it when players can take it to the next level. So shout-outs to Sharon. We're getting some shout-outs galore. Stingrays are going to respond, though, 3-1. They want to get back in this one. Kenny Alvarado is going to score from Sandra and Maya. Felice unassisted. Steven Grimes from Chris Day and Kenny Alvarado making it 4-3. Looks like it's going to be Stingray's game. Penalty box heroes, polar goalie. Brian Billig with the extra attacker goal from Alex Jones, making it a 4-4 tie. Excitement. What a great game right there for both teams. Love seeing games that close. Nail biters on the edge of your seat. So D3 shaping up to be a great division too. Love seeing D3. D3 doing a great job. Gwendolyn Arabian Knights versus All Blacks here. More D3 action. Arabian Knights are going to get started. Aaron Brown from Nick Mosier. And then Joe Abbott from Andy Markowitz and Becca. That's going to be 2-0 right there. Nick Mosier is going to add one of his own from Aaron Brown, making it 3-0. All Blacks are going to respond, get a goal, make it 3-1. Had a sub player from Amy Bernetti on the power play. Great work for Amy Burnett. Amy Burnett, another player's improving. This isn't like, hey, I'm going to point out everyone who's improving on the podcast, but yeah, Amy Bernetti definitely improving, becoming a lot better as a player. Jeff's going to score for All Blacks, making it 3-2, but Aaron Brown's going to score from Nick and Abdul. He's going to throw an empty netter on there for good measure to make it a 5-2 game right there. Good game all around. This was a 3-2 game for the most part. Strong game here. We're going to see what happens moving forward right there, but that was a big win for the Arabian Knights as they're able to leapfrog both the Goonies and the All Blacks to become the 1 seed right now. This is going to be, all teams are really within striking distance of a 1 seed or a 2 seed, so this is division's really shaping up, and we'll see what happens here. Playoffs are going to be very good for D3, and hopefully we can, fingers crossed, we can stream all the playoff games like we've been doing the last few seasons. We can only do that with, help from people who, assist with the scoring. We're going to try to do scoring in stats for playoffs too, so just make sure, if you can, stay around for a game, maybe come in a little early and, help the league out with this. It's awesome when we can do all this stuff. We can have playoff scoring. It'll be cool to see who steps up in the prime time to do some better tweeting, do all that awesome stuff. So, if you're interested in streaming, interested in doing, help out with, give some hashtags, do some tweets or whatever. You want to score, stream games, whatever. Just let us know, and we'll gladly do our best to facilitate that. Love to get some streamers to help out here because it's always great to have other people's perspective. Seeing the game, you can always learn something from a different vantage point. So, interested, let us know. Love recruiting new people, and it's fun. You do a great job, and people really appreciate it. More D3 action here. We had IPA against the Goonies here. Goonies are going to get goals from Seth, and more Seth here. He had a natural hat trick to start off the game. Good for him. Owen's going to score to make it 4-0, but Lisa's going to come up big for the IPA, going to score a goal, making it 4-1. Lisa playing strong. It's going to go 4-1. Seth just unstoppable today, that day. And big win for the Goonies here as they're going to stay in first place contention on the outside looking in, but we'll see what happens. Untouchables, Youngbloods here. I would not believe, looking at this box score, this was an Untouchables game. This was a 4-2 win for the Youngbloods. Crazy. 31 shots both ways. Great game for both teams. Untouchables going to get a goal from Joe Shea, from Sam Shepard to start it off. AJ is going to respond unassisted for Youngbloods. Sam Brinker from Patrick Noyes, making it 2-1. Joe Shea is going to score from Sam Shepard again, and Tway, making it 2-2. But Joe Frew going to score the game winner here from Kate and Nick Mosier. Sam Brinker from Taylor and Patrick going to put that nail in the coffin right there. Frew's going to get a legal icing penalty at the end. Watch out, Joe. We're watching, but this was 31 shots for both teams. Jeff subbed in for the Youngbloods of the Goonies. He did back-to-back. Subbed in for Goonies. Subbed in to Youngbloods. 29 saves on 31 shots. Great game. Tam 27 saves on 31 in the loss. Great. It was a low-scoring game. I don't know what happened here, but looks like DCHL Outsider semi-breaking news. Looks like Jeff's going to be signed on to play goalie for one of the D2 teams moving forward next season. Not sure what's going to happen. I know kind of moving things around, but Jeff will be doing some sub action, so that's kind of not sub action. Jeff will be on the team. Definitely good. Jeff's a very strong goalie, and we'll see moving forward. I think he'll be a huge difference maker in D2. Redcoats Puck University here. Puck University going to jump out to an early lead. Taylor from Tway and Simon, and Jake Smith from Kate and Tway. Tway just dropping an assist like it's his job right there. Joe's going to score from Tyler and Will, but Tway's going to score himself, man. He's like, I've been passing the ball for days. I'm just going to shoot and let this go. Assisted by Matt Kowalski, making it 3-1. Sean Miller from Sam Shepard and Simon, making it 4-1, but Tyler's going to score, make it 4-2 from Wendy. Redcoats unable to get in there and getting more goals. Jason Stelter, great game, 29 saves in the win. Redcoats outshot Puck U, but Jason Stelter brought it this game. He played like a man on a mission, and just a great game overall. So shout out to Stelter. Ben Berger, 22 saves in the sub effort right there. Ben's doing a good job. Getting some more sub actions in the higher divisions, D1, D2, and strong game. I mean, you played. I mean, you played against Sean Miller, Taylor, Kate, Simon, Jake Smith, Sam Shepard. I mean, you let in 4 goals against that team of players. That's a great game for Ben. Hopefully, he keeps it up, gets some more sub opportunities, and develops as a goalie, because he could be the part of the new wave of goalies taking the league by storm. Yes, and that was a strong game. Funk Masters, Jager Bombs is really just Funk's game. Not much more to say about that. Is what it is. Puck Buddies against Goldstein. So this game was nuts. Goldstein's 50 shots on net, 48 saves by Sean Rada here. Jake Berube goes off for 6 goals and an assist in the win. Goldstein's still in first place, but there are some teams knocking. Lizards are close second. Puck Buddies close second as well. It comes down to a couple tiebreakers here and there. But yeah, it looks like it's gonna be Goldstein's, Lizards, Puck Buddies. Chasing that number 1 seed. Goldstein still control their own destiny here. 2 games left for them. They're going to play Lizards and Puck University here. So that Goldstein-Lizards game is going to be a big deal. That might decide first place right there. Puck Buddies get Redcoats and Puck U. So both teams get Puck U. And Lizards get Mercury Rising and Goldstein. So this is D1 shaped. A lot of these divisions looking really good. We're going to go in the last game just to knock that out, and we'll talk stats for a moment. Mercury Rising against the Lizards here. Mercury Rising is going to get a goal from Daniel Ruberg, assisted by Jess Nayrod on the sub opportunity. And then Lizards are going to get a goal from Tway through Manny. And then Declan's going to score. Roofed it. Beautiful shot to make it 2-1. And that will be the final score right there, as Lizards get the win and stay in contention. But you would have known that if you were keeping track beforehand. So let's talk divisions here. We're talking playoffs, doing it up right now. At the end of the day, the end goal for the league is parity. We want as many teams as possible, as competitive as possible. At least I think that's what the goal of the league is. This season we've got 3 teams very close to first place: Goldstein, Lizards, Puck Buddies, Redcoats. They're chasing it. They're having a good season right there. Puck University, Mercury Rising. Definitely a lot of roster changes kind of hurt. We got a lot of parity in the D2 division. Youngbloods, Funk are really getting untouchables, all really close. Jager Bombs, Ball Hogs players moving around. I mean, it's this summer. This is what's going to happen. People are going on vacation, take a season off, doing things like that. So that's definitely, the teams that seem to be a little struggling are the ones that, missing players, and that's definitely hurting. But at the end of the day, there's a lot more parity in this league than you'll find in other leagues, which is awesome. It's not perfect, but I think as long as we're moving closer and closer to more parity and in things like that, that's really the end goal. Like, it's never going to get perfect. You're going to struggle in D1. D1 and D2 are tricky because you've got a lot of very, very high end players, and sometimes some players are going to be better, some teams are going to be a little bit better, and it is what it is. In the rec division, it's always going to be a crapshoot. D4 is always going to be a crapshoot too, because it's rec. A new team comes in. Maybe some of the players are really good. Maybe some of the players, are still new and fresh. And you figure it out as you go along. You try to balance it as much as possible. You try to move players up and develop a pipeline so players can go from rec to sub in D4 to D3, and then maybe they'll hopefully end up in be a D1 star. Fingers crossed. So I mean, that's at the end of the day, that's really the goal, and hopefully that all things considered, the season's shaping up pretty strong. So short podcast. Hopefully we're going to get a guest for next week. Fingers crossed. If you're interested in being a guest on the podcast, let us know. We'll make it happen. So thanks for listening, and I guess that's it for the week, and fingers crossed we'll have an awesome guest for next weekend. It could be you. Make it happen.